Hey guys, Robo here from Trident Barbell Club. Hey, a couple weeks ago I put a video up describing a few techniques I use on the safety bars to roll out my elbow, crook of my elbow, to kind of help and relieve elbow tendonitis from bench pressing, overhead pressing, and such. Well, I've got another video today that I want to share with you guys of a couple exercise movements that are great to help fix that and kind of complement those rolling out techniques. Now, this isn't an SMR movement or self-myofascial release movement. This is actually a movement that I use pretty common, and it's to help strengthen my elbow tendons, kind of keep the ligaments tight, keep that elbow tight, and keep me on the road here to health so I can keep benching. Now, what you're going to need for this is preferably a standard dumbbell handle. And you can find these, they're a dime a dozen. You can find them on Craigslist probably. And some small weights. This is a 5-pound plate. You can use a 2.5, 10s. Actually, the weight isn't as important. I've gone up to about 20 pounds on this, and it's very difficult. So really anything from 10 pounds down is sufficient. Now, if you don't have one of these, if you can't find a standard handle, you only need one side. But if you can't find one, I've used a metal pipe before to do this movement. And I've also used, this is a hammer. It's a little bit too light, but you could use a mallet or a small sledge, something like that, to do the same movement. So if you don't have that, don't sweat it. You can still get the benefits of this. Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to take our handle. We're going to grip it. Now, obviously, if you grip to the bottom of this, there's going to be more weight on top than if you grip here. So you can actually adjust it up and down depending on where your grip is. We're going to go right about here for our grip now. But you're going to use the end of a bench, and you're going to take your elbow, pin it down right here, and then you're going to roll your wrist. So rolling your wrist in a clockwise circle, holding on to it, and then counterclockwise circle. Now, it kind of looks like this when you're doing it. It's kind of a wrist movement. So your arm's not moving, nothing's moving, just your wrist. You're kind of isolating your wrist movement when you do this. So it's one of those, but laying down. So you're going to put your forearm on the bench, and you're going to roll your wrist, roll your wrist. The bigger the circles, the more you're going to feel it in your elbow. The smaller the circles, the less you'll feel it. That's the first move. Now that's the one I start this move out with this, the small circles first, open them up to bigger circles until I start feeling a little loosened up. It's going to start pumping a lot of blood to my elbows and my forearms and to my wrist. And then I go to the second movement, which is the money maker here. You're going to take the same dumbbell handle down onto the wrist, down on here, pin your hand down, wrist and elbows down, and you're going to go lateral, palm up, stretching as far as you can to one side, and then go to the inside with your palm down, going as far. Now, if you notice, this is where I'm tight. If I push this down, notice my elbow, my wrist will kind of go all the way down. So it takes me a while to work back and forth on this to get loose. But once I do, I'm able to get a full range of motion laterally, side to side, like this. And that is the movement. And like I said, you don't need a lot of weight. Actually, you could use this without the weight, and it'd probably be sufficient to kind of loosen up. Now, I do these on my rest and recovery days. I do 3 to 5 sets of 20, right and left on both arms. And then I'll do the other rolling out method and kind of help a little bit with my recovery process in my elbows and my tendons. And I also use this with lighter weight pre-bench. So if I have a heavy bench day or a rep bench day and I want to pump some blood to my forearms, that's what I do. So anyways, I hope you guys like this content. Remember, at Trident Barbell Club, we do online coaching. We also have group classes at the gym, and we do personal training. So if you're interested in any of that, I'll put the number up down below. But until then, I hope you guys like the video. Have a great weekend, and be strong, be cool. Peace.